I'm Jim Anderson, weed warrior, working in Section 9, the most northern part of Sligo Creek Park, just down south of Arcola Avenue. There's a little piece of woods here where Wavyleaf Basketgrass was first noticed in Sligo Creek Park. In Sligo Creek, the Wavyleaf Basketgrass has been here for a number of years, at least half a dozen years. And we've been working on trying to get it out, and each year it seems to get worse and worse. And what I'd like to do is just talk a little bit about how we want to approach getting rid of this basket grass. And here is a patch right here, which is a very healthy patch. And it's really mixed in a lot with the Wavyleaf Basketgrass and with the Japanese stilt grass. And what I like to do is when I find a patch is not go right into the middle of it, but to start on the edge, because there's this grass is a perennial and it has a stolon, an upper above ground stem that crawls along, and it has a node about every inch and sends down roots. And so we want to try to make sure we get that stolon out, so it doesn't leave little pieces where it'll produce new plants every time there's a piece in there. So I don't distinguish between, when I find it like this, I don't distinguish between the Wavyleaf Basketgrass and the Japanese stilt grass. I just pull them all. So, and I like to go out a little bit further from where I see the last stem, because a lot of times that stolon will be out there, and it's hidden a lot of times underneath the grass, the Japanese stilt grass. And you can see here's a long stem, and I broke it off here so it was longer than this. And a lot of times there'll be this one, then there'll be another one coming off here. So it's very important that we try to get the stolon out as much as possible. And it is not flowering now, so we can just throw it so it sits on top of some other vegetation to dry out so it doesn't re-root. And in a lot of these areas when I do this, if I happen to remember to bring grass seed with me that the parks has given me, I like to put grass seed down here to try to outcompete some of this others. We've pulled the vegetation off this area. Now you can see it's a pretty big spot. But before we leave, I want to just go through, and I see that we left some stolons here from the basket leaf grass. We pulled the leaves off, but we left the stem. And this is what we want to try to get rid of also. But now, if we come back here a little bit later in the fall, we'll be able to see this bare spot, and we'll see the basket grass growing in little pieces that can be pulled later. About 6 people working out here today, and I want to thank everybody for coming out. We've put in probably a good 24 hours of pulling grass here for the last 3 weeks, and so I want to thank everybody for helping doing this. We want to prevent this from spreading further south into Sligo Creek.